Dr. Luka Powanga, Professor of Economics with Regis University, the Anderson College of Business and Computing. Welcome on the Business Brief.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Powanga, 2020 was quite a year. The pandemic shocked the local US and, for that matter, world economy. I think we're all hoping for a dramatic rebound in 2021 and beyond. What's your take, your outlook on Colorado's economic outlook for 2021?
I see Colorado's economy recovering significantly in 2021, and this will be due to the following reasons. One is the state of Colorado has put in $1.3 billion as a stimulus package in the economy. And also the federal government has got a stimulus package that is in the offing. So those two combined will push up the economic performance. Now, the biggest thing that is going to push up the economy is the vaccine. Depending on how the vaccine performs and how people see and trust the performance from the vaccine, we will see them go out and spend more, and that will even spark the economic performance even further.
Absolutely. Now, small business has probably been hit the hardest. So many small business owners have closed their door. Many are just simply hanging on by a thread. What are your thoughts on the small business environment and what more can be done to help small business?
I think for small businesses, what you are going to see is that the small businesses are going to improve significantly. If you look at some of the sectors that were affected, Colorado overall was number 12 out of the 50 states in terms of exposure to COVID-19. And that meant that a lot of sectors, largely small businesses, were affected. 56% of all the employees were affected in Colorado, which means you are talking about 1.8 million people affected. And the main sectors that were affected were the leisure, hospitality, arts, entertainment, and recreation. Those we are going to see them go up very soon as the economy tries to recover. So you are going to see more economic performance from the small businesses, particularly those that were affected. Other sectors that you are going to see recover very quickly will be the trade, travel, natural resources, manufacturing, financial services, and education. So those are going to see some tremendous growth as the economy recovers.
That's great. Now, looking at the U.S. broadly, do you see any other good news outside of hopefully an effective vaccine that gives people more confidence to spend and to go out and do business? Do you see any other good news on the horizon more broadly for the U.S. economy?
Yes, I think the good news is the economic performance will increase with unemployment declining to about 5% by the year end. And economic performance will depend on the confidence, again, in the vaccine that will spur spending as people's lives return to normal. Right now, there is about $1.4 trillion sitting in the banking system because people are not spending anywhere. They are not going anywhere, and hence they are not spending. So with the stimulus package and the vaccine coming into play, you are going to see that companies and individuals are going to go out there and spend. And so in terms of wages, you are going to see the wages stagnate initially, but later on, the wages are going to improve as the economic performance improves.
Great. Now, taking a quick pivot to the international picture, you've led work at Energy Africa for some time. I want to take just a minute just to talk about the important work you're doing there and why it's important. So why is it important for U.S. investors to increasingly look at Africa's energy economy?
Yeah, my work in Africa has been focused on increasing access to electricity because I believe electricity is the centerpiece of any kind of economic development. If you talk about telecommunications, transportation, anything that you can think of, you need electricity to drive it. So if you look at American companies, it's very important for them to think about investing in Africa. One, the middle class is about 300 to 500 million people, and it's growing. So that is pushing up the demand for electricity and electronic products. And in fact, the population is very young, which means you grow with the population as you provide your services. And Africa is a blank slate. The infrastructure is still in its infancy. So by joining by investing in Africa right now, you are investing in the future. And also, if you look at the returns are extremely high in Africa. And over 400 companies. Some people may think that there are no billion-dollar companies in Africa. There are about over 400 companies in Africa with annual revenues of more than $1 billion per year. And these are growing faster and more profitable than the global peers. And if you look at the power pools allow you to actually have access to the entire African market, even though you are located in one country. So you are able to sell to the rest of Africa. In other words, you can get in, looking at Zambia, for instance, that's why you get in, but later on, but in terms of the market, it's the entire Africa that you are looking at. And even more important, you will be doing good while expanding the business because you help develop the infrastructure, create jobs, and decrease energy poverty.
Given what we've seen from China and their active involvement and investment in the continent of Africa, I think it makes a lot of sense as well for the U.S. and U.S. investors to get more engaged, more involved, to look for opportunities with energy, with electricity, to invest in the continent of Africa, to make closer the ties between the U.S. and Africa. And I certainly think economics makes a lot of sense, and energy is a great place to invest. Dr. Luka Powanga, professor of economics with the Regis University, the Anderson College of Business and Computing. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective and insight on the Business Brief.
Thank you very much. The pleasure was mine.